Hi and welcome to the June 2026 rune reading. How I do this is I pull 5 runes. The middle one is the one that we discussed in the preview, like this, here in this video. And there are 4 runes around it. The top one is what will come from the outside world, so nothing that comes from internally, only the outside world. Then what comes from your ancestral pool, your gods, familiar spirits, and the left side is the advice on what to best to forego on navigating the energies of this month, and on the right side is the way forward, how the advice on how to engage with the energies of the month. Now, for this month, June, we have the rune Manas, but reversed. It's the rune of mankind, of society as a whole. And society is not just this it's not this shadowy concept. Society is made up of individuals that come together in order to survive and to thrive, to build something greater than themselves. So it is a positive meeting of the minds. Mind meets mind. We see our own ideals and our motivations reflected back upon ourselves through the mirror of other people, which is why I always thought of it as a deeply spiritual rune, more so than it is often given credit for, because this also relates to spirituality and religion, of course, when people compare their spiritual experiences. We often notice that there are deep similarities in our individual spiritual religious experiences. Meeting of the minds, something greater than themselves. But it did come up in a reversed position for this month, and what signifies a reversal of mutual understanding and the motivations and the mutual benefits we may receive from such courses of action, constructive action. Well, the inverse of it, which is deceit, manipulation, machinations, broken contracts, or exploitative contracts. The idea that in order to get ahead in life, we need to step on others or to keep others down, like a crab in a bucket mentality. The need to one up each other or to sabotage others in fear of them becoming more successful than us. Now, somebody else becoming more successful than us never really means that we cannot be successful. Somebody else's success doesn't impede ourselves from achieving success in our own right or in our own field. This is actually just envy, this idea that somebody else's success stands in between you and your success. Envy is deeply destructive and hollows out trust. And not only is it destructive for trust between people, but it's also very self-destructive. All that energy that basically goes nowhere starts to ferment. And just because energy will always find a expression. So be mindful of that. We very much live in a manas reversed society today. There's really no denying that. Maybe highlighted most notably by Ursula von der Leyen saying that the EU recognize and is partially built upon Talmudic values, which are quite antithetical to the Germanic pagan principles. Now, that's neither here or there, but that feeling of hollowing out trust and becoming self-destructive through envy, we also need to be able to recognize that in ourselves, because it can be contagious. We are not unaffected by our environments. There is always there is always an exchange of energy with our environment. We may have different reactions to it, but we are affected by it. It means that not only can we be affected by the envy towards others, but like I said, we can also experience it ourselves towards others, which is the where the self-destruction comes in. It's the energy we put into keeping others down or to sabotage other people so they won't reach success is energy that we could have put into our own path workings, in our own goals towards personal success, which have been much more productive and um, well, productive and more positive for yourself. You will experience way more satisfaction and gratification from that. Excuse me. It's also true for doom scrolling or spending too much time on social media in general. And I think we are all at least partially aware of it, that it is all a giant demoralization machine. It's built to make us compare ourselves to carefully curated imagery and glamour. Now, the purpose of a system is what the system does. And an overwhelming majority of people express feelings of anxiety, depression, and demoralization when spending too much time on social media. And from that, I think it's wise to deduce that that is indeed its purpose. I'm not trying to sound as if I don't do this. I'm not culpable of this because I am. I have definitely spent too much time on social media. I try not to, but we're only human at the end of the day. We all do have our flaws, we have bad days. It happens, but just recognize it or try to recognize it when it is happening, and especially when it starts to affect your mood. So, but yeah, everybody that has access to the internet, whether that is via a laptop or a phone, you will have felt this on some level. So, be mindful of it. Try to course correct when you notice it happening. Now, as the central rune for this month, we can expect more things to happen or come to light that will be experienced as a breach of trust with ourselves and society and its existing institutes. We already set off the tone for this month with that body cam release footage of Mr. Nowak in the UK, who was left out to bleed in the UK street. Um, Things like that are likely to occur on both a personal and societal scale this month, and we may feel inclined to be more self centered during June. There are definitely times we need to take care of ourselves first, but that shouldn't collapse our empathy towards others, especially not family and close friends. We are not perfect creatures. We are humans with our own needs and wants, and there are times we need to put ourselves before others, with perhaps the exceptions of children, animals, and the sick. Yet it shouldn't lead to broken promises that we have made to others. But a sense of alienation is probable to be experienced this month, which can make the world feel hostile. And we must take care not to take that feeling of hostility out on those who we call our friends and family. That was the. Speaking of, I'm being interrupted here. Oh, well, that was the room reading for this month, the preview at least. The link to the full to the full article, I will post it in the comments and in the description of this video. And I will see you there if I see you there. May you walk with the gods.